You were part of one document about Goa's tourism, and it was about a good ethical tourism. There was a document. What, according to you, can we expect for the tourism actually from the state government?
It is my fear that the present way that the government is going about, and the so many statements coming up from the tourism department, the Minister of Tourism, about the type of tourism that they are envisaging for Goa. I am fearing that we are moving into the same lines that we have moved already into the mining industry. There's going to be a doomsday. Until if the government decides that who should benefit from tourism. If this question is not settled first, then tourism will see doomsday too early.
But you are not specified what kind of tourism that we.
If tourism has to be sustainable here in the state, it has to be a people's-oriented tourism that has functional, not a 5-star, not a starred type of it, but where people receive the maximum benefit of tourism. It has to be a community-based tourism. At present, the charters are ruling the whole accommodation industry, as far as the tourism is concerned, where the persons here get a pittance of it. The maximum benefits are remaining in the source countries.
So you believe in equal distribution of wealth?
We believe in a proper management of the resources, and in that sense, how the locals have to be the maximum benefits, acquiring the maximum benefits.
But the church has been one important body, very influential body in Goa. Church had a role against casinos. They expressed their wishes against casinos, but still casinos exist. People still go. How do you justify all these things?
See, just because we have kept on saying it's wrong, and because things are happening, despite we saying it's wrong, doesn't make it right. If it is wrong, it has remained wrong, and casinos have to stop in the state. It is so unfortunate that the present Chief Minister, as a leader of opposition, was so vociferous against it, has not had the same guts to go on and to attack the casinos, the same energy that he exercised as a leader of opposition.
But even church didn't follow up the issue to a logical end. It just gave up the issue after initial discussions.
Even after the present government was formed, we brought up this issue with the present Chief Minister about how he has gone against what he had said. These are matters we have already put in record before the present government.
So what was his reaction?
He said, I cannot act abruptly. I have to act looking at the good of the whole state. I need some time to do all these things.
And you are not happy with his steps which he has taken?
Need some time. How much time do we need to do away with something which is wrong?
He getting out Goans out of casino. He doesn't allow Goans to get in casino. That makes you happy?
Absolutely. I mean, this is what does he say by that? That Goans should be saved, others can be destroyed. It's a very clear statement from such decisions. If something is evil, it has to be evil for everyone. It is evil for everyone. It is not that because it is evil we save our Goans from that. This is, I don't know what way of understanding logic this is.
Okay, one more issue about events like Sunburn. How do you react to that? Well, we can't stop Sunburn because we get revenue out of it. But then also the way you are talking about in the manner of sustainable tourism, the Sunburn cannot fit.
Obviously. See, just because revenue is accrued to the state doesn't make a thing good. There are places where they have also legalized prostitution in order to accrue revenue for the state. So does prostitution become okay? The same way what we are asking about casinos, we get revenue, so it becomes okay. Just because Sunburn gets revenue for the state, does it become okay? If something is not proper, it is not proper. Just because it accrues benefits to some and to the state, when there are vices involved in that, how can that money be, the revenue that is generated be good?
Okay, further there has been a lot of discussion about negative activism. You are also an activist, you are a priest and activist. and there are many other priests who are also in activism. How do you think that our activism in Goa is going negative?
I wouldn't like to call myself an activist, but I am more of an animator over here, getting people to know about their rights and all. But I don't like to say it's negative activism. Would like to say that the type of activism needs to be more concerted, more focused, and more having the killer
But
instinct.
activists don't give solutions. They just say we don't want it. For example, garbage. They said no, that we don't want. Some people come there and say I don't want a garbage plant there, but they don't say where it should be.
See, at every point of time, speaking from our side, at every point of time, we give very clear solutions to whatever we have objected to. Coming back to even the issue about garbage, when we objected to a system of to a place where it was being earmarked, we asked questions of how it is going to be managed. Yeah, and no proper solutions were being given to us. Proper answers were being given to us. Bringing a plant of such nature in such a place, would that be also conducive to having it in such a ecologically volatile place? These are very basic questions.
You said it is a heritage place, world heritage place, next to a church. That's why it should be.
It's not just people have only looked at the heritage aspect of it. That area is a catchment area. Ecologically, that serves as a catchment area for so many surrounding villages. Apart from the heritage aspect, it's an ecologically sensitive spot which is chosen for that.
But do you believe there is some negative activism, and activism should be more positive, giving solutions to the state government and not just opposing the things?
As I said, from our side, we have at every point and every aspect have always objected to some things and provided solutions. And I believe without offering solutions, that activism doesn't have really a base to fight for.
And why is that all activists don't come together and fight on a common platform? They have made their own groups and they fight in their own capacity. It also affects the cause.
I would like to say that it affects the cause. If they have a focus on what is the issue that they are working, it can be functioning from all angles. No, it can be attacking the same issue from all angles.
They are never together fighting. It makes a strength. It makes a force if they are together.
It depends on how you see it. It also matters that from different angles that this force comes in, it would benefit the fight for the cause.
Also, politics within activists also affects the things, like we have seen so many leaders were there for regional plan anti-RP agitation, then they disappear, and someone else takes over the.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. This focused activism is lacking here. People come with their own personal agendas in order to be activists. Once their ends are met, then they withdraw from that thing. So this type of activism is no activism actually. They had come into it only for a purpose of satisfying some agenda of theirs.
Okay, last question from the interview. There have been several issues that were very close to your heart: SEZ, Plastic Free Goa, MOI. What do you foresee their future in Goa? Do you think these issues would be settled in coming days? Because we spoke to BJP leaders, they said it's hardly 9 months and we require more time for that.
See, SEZ as such, the policy at present has been withdrawn from the state. But that does not mean that this present government cannot bring in another form of SEZ into the state. It's quite possible.
So and this
vigilance from the state, from the civil society is crucial in any democratic system. It can come up in different forms, different garbs. And we have seen this in the past. It comes again and again. So this cannot be ruled out at all.
But you fear that SEZ would be brought in
another form could have come.
And
could be brought in.
To avoid it, what is the solution? To give back land to those people who owned it actually?
That is actually has to happen immediately. The commitment of this present government should have been to see that the land goes back to the original owners of it.
Okay, we also say that Goa being...
Because the present Chief Minister was so categorical about SEZ not being brought into the state towards the end. he has to show this by actions.
But there is one thing we have noticed. Earlier government activists were on the road time and again, opposing the things, making government aware about the things. But during current government, we have not seen activists coming on the road. Are you very soft-hearted towards Manar Parrikar?
Not at all. I must be his most give him blunt statements about what we feel about his functioning.
Because we have seen, we have not seen activists basically, screaming from the rooftop against Parrikar. They are not on the road. Otherwise for RP, every alternate day people used to come on the road. Now RP, nothing is happening, but no one is even talking about it.
There is a certain, this is what I'm saying, no? This certain focus is lacking in this activism. After a certain time, people give up. People become lethargic.
This focus was
this focus is lacking. After a certain time, it subsides. This killer instinct is lacking.
This focus was there earlier because there were elections coming near, and people
we never know that even the government, the opposition was fueling this.
Fueling activism.
Certainly, because this is also being noticed today.
With this, we'll end up our interview. We have with us Father Maverick Fernandez. He says and he agrees that activism has lost its focus since Manar Parrikar has come to power. He says that Manar Parrikar should fulfill his promises of getting casinos out of Goa. He also feels that Manar Parrikar should also deliver all the goods which he had promised during the elections. Thank you, Father, for coming here. This was Counterpoint, your weekly interview program. We'll bring such more interviews again on next Monday. Till then, keep watching Prudent.